Fish on! Woo! Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That fish is going crazy. Trigger Spoon Jr. Trigger Spoon Jr. Man, that's a strong fish. If I can get him back under the water here, that would be good. I got the rod just fully dipped, guys. Man, that was airborne craziness. Man. I don't know how many jumps that is, at least 5. He's smoking line off now. He's turning the kayak. He's totally got me pinned. There we go. I don't know how big he is, but he pull hard. Oh man, this is so fun. Oh, now he's kind of coming my way. Kinda. He's kind of over there though. You ought to be tired after all that ruckus. I haven't even got to the top shot yet though. Woo, look at him smoke that drag. Oh, that's a big fish. Man, what a fight. That's the hardest fighting trout I've had on in a while. Big fish. Oh, there we go. Oh, whew. That's a big rainbow, guys. That's a big, tired rainbow. Man, oh man. Pull some line here. Maybe I can get the rod. There we go. Get the rod back in the holder. Look at that. Look at that hog. That's something. That's really something. That's a tired fish. We're gonna revive him here. I'm gonna show him to you. I'm gonna get him get some cool water back on him now. Ugh. Look at that. Look at that big rainbow. That is just a hog. What an impressive trout. Lake Berryessa, baby. Trigger Spoon Jr. Let me get this guy back in the net. We'll get him revived. Get him on his way. Unharmed. Tired. Probably with a bruised ego. But largely unharmed. What a fish. Hey guys, Cal Kellogg here. Thanks for joining me on YouTube. It is time to talk about trout fishing tactics. If you're old like me, you'll remember that old Tina Turner song where she said, what's love got to do with it? Well, I want to talk about temperature. What's temperature got to do with it? What's temperature got to do with your trout fishing strategy? And I see a lot of guys on Facebook and different places that don't understand this concept. So let me break it down. Okay, talking about rainbow trout. Okay, those are the most targeted species here on the West Coast. So let's talk about rainbows. All right, rainbow trout. They love to feed up. They love to move up, grab their food, and move back down. That's kind of their deal. They like a bait that is presented above their head. Anywhere from 5 to 10 feet above their head, they are very happy. They can go up, they can grab it, they can go back down to where they were holding comfortably. That's their deal. They were originally stream fish. Yes, you found rainbows, back in the day in lakes, but they're predominantly a stream fish. So that's how they want to feed, okay? Now, their favorite temperature is 56 degrees. That's where they are most comfortable. It's like 68 or 70 to you and I. That's where they're really comfortable, 56 degrees. They remain really comfortable all the way up to 65, 66 degrees. On the low end, they're pretty feisty down to the 50 degree mark. So your sweet temperature range is 65 or 66 down to about 50 degrees, okay? Now, if you have a surface temperature that is 66 degrees, 65 degrees or less, I guarantee you at some point during the day and possibly all day long, you're going to have rainbow trout up near the surface. This is especially true anytime you have chop, which they see as current. It also makes them feel safe. Or whenever you have low light conditions. Here, it's early, I've got low light conditions, I've got partial overcast, and I've also got some chop. These are perfect conditions for a trout to be up near the surface. Now my temperature here, I'm in the Sierras, is less than optimum. I have 45 degree water. I know right out of the box, if I'm dealing with water below 50 degrees, the fish are going to be somewhat lethargic, okay? I've had 2 bites on the Trigger Spoon Junior here, going 1.8, and the fish were lethargic. They acted lethargic. They tapped it, one tapped it twice. They didn't get hooked. They were very tentative strikes, but they were willing to strike. So I've already got a starting point. Now, I see guys talking about going out to reservoirs right now and trying to fish for trout down 40, 50, 60, 70 feet deep, okay? That's the pattern in the summer. That's where the favorable water temperature is in July when it's 100 degrees and it's been 100 degrees for a month. That's where the cool water is. That's where you're going to find the trout. Because you caught trout 70 feet deep in July doesn't mean you go out in January when the water is 20 or 30 degrees colder and fish the same depth range. It doesn't make any sense. The most active trout will always be on top of the biomass of the trout and the feed, okay? Let's say we're at Shasta. It's September. It's 112 degrees. We are hot. The water is warm. Surface temperature, 85 degrees. We see on our sonar, we see fish down 80 feet, a big mass of trout and bait. Okay, we want to position our lures at 70, 75 feet, right above the top of those fish. They're going to come up, they're going to grab it, we're going to target the most active fish, and we're going to catch some trout, okay? Out here, I know the most active fish, based on the temperature, are going to be up near the surface. I have this rod here, just got a hit right there. This rod here is setting at, oh, almost got it. This rod here is at 5 feet, okay? My other rod is maybe at 2 feet. It's got a little spoon on it. I am targeting the most active fish in this really cool water. And I've also adjusted my speed to accommodate fish that I know are going to be somewhat lethargic. I'm not pulling a speed spoon or a speedy shiner at 3.5, 4 miles an hour. I've downsized and I've slowed down, and now I've had 3 bites and I'm still having difficulty hooking these fish. But here's what I do know. Looks like I'm gonna have some sun today. I have some clear sky over here. It's gonna warm up. When this temperature starts to climb, these fish are gonna get more active. They're gonna get more aggressive. A 1 degree spike in the temperature in late January, it's late January right now, can make all the difference in the world in the temperament of the fish, okay? So the thumbnail sketch of this is, think about the physiology of the fish. Think about the habits of the fish when you're deciding what depth to troll. I don't have my downrigger out today. I don't care what I see on the sonar screen. All I'm using my sonar for, temperature, speed. I knew the temperature coming off the dock this morning. Now I'm watching the speed to make sure my lures are running properly. I can't mark many fish on my sonar unit 5 feet deep. The cone's only probably that big at 5 feet. Okay? If I'm marking fish at 30 feet, I know they're probably not trout. And if they are trout, they're probably inactive and not interested in striking anything. So I don't care about marks right now. I'm fishing on faith. I'm fishing the zone of the water where I know the most active trout are likely to be. And then once I start getting hit, I'm going to build a pattern on that. Now, ultimately, I may want to change lures. Maybe they'll hit a fly better or more aggressively. Maybe they'll hit a soft plastic better. But the first thing I'm going to wait for before I start changing lures is a conditional change. And I'm looking for that temperature to start moving up. And I strongly suspect when that temperature goes up a degree or 2 on the surface, these fish are going to be a lot more aggressive and they're going to go. I've already found out where there's fish. I've gotten 3 hits. I'm happy. But just remember, tailor your approach to the conditions. Don't fish like a robot. Because you caught fish at 75 feet in July, don't go out to the lake and expect to pull the same lure at 75 feet in January and be successful. Fish, game, ducks, geese, deer, trout, salmon, sturgeon, they move around. They go to different areas based on different conditions. Be a thinking angler. Think about the big picture. Think about what the trout are doing and then react accordingly. I'm Kel Kellogg. If you found this tip helpful, please hit that subscribe button, the bell notification, and if you are looking for fishing gear, lead core rods, trigger spoons, flies, soft plastics, and more, FHSfishing.com. We've got everything you need to get out on the water and yell fish on and be a really successful trout angler. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll catch you next time right here on YouTube.